We spend all that time making a meal plan, making a grocery list, getting all organized on paper, right? And then you take it to the grocery store. That made it a ton easier, right? Knowing exactly what you needed to buy. I don't know about you, but for me, when I go to the grocery store with that list, I am like 200 times less likely to buy junk because it's not on the list. So that super helps me to stay organized. But then we have this. We come home and we have chaos. We have bags and bags and bags of groceries that we've been lifting and loading and unloading all day. And you come home and you're like, now what? And it's really easy to just chuck it all in the fridge and chuck it all in the cupboards and then be done. But the problem with that is that it leads to chaos, disorganization, forgetting what you bought, hidden vegetables that go bad. How many times have you thrown out produce that was buried in the refrigerator or the pantry and you forgot about it? So we're not going to let that happen. This is where the prep happens, okay? This is where we put in a little bit extra time to be able to save a ton of time throughout the week. We're gonna save a ton of money because we're using everything we brought home and not wasting it. And we're gonna save our sanity, okay? Now, the first time that you prep, you might be a little overwhelmed. I want to encourage you to push those feelings aside and just do your very best, okay? There's no rhyme or reason to this. You can do this whatever way works for you. You can start small and work your way up, or you can go full bore the first time. Remember, when we made that meal plan, we took the time to prepare a meal prep guide. We took the time to look at each meal and think, okay, what could I prep in advance? Sis, will you wrap that up? It's Saturday, the whole family's here. So use that. Okay, use that and look at your list of things that needed to be done to prep your foods. Are you pre-cooking any meat? Are you chopping any meat before it goes in the freezer? What vegetables are you chopping and how do they need to be prepared? Look at your list. You've done all of the mental preparation, so now it's just a matter of doing it, okay? My suggestion is you begin unpacking your groceries. My suggestion is to unpack it all. Get it all out of the bags and in piles. Categorize it so that you can see everything that you've got. You can see the big old chunk of turkey meat that your child got into and is all over the house now. You can just kind of put it all together, and then it'll become a lot easier for you to decide what's my first step. What do I do next? Once you have it all unloaded, you know, you've got your meats, you've got your vegetables, your fruits, your pantry items, your dairy. Then you get to decide, okay, what can be put away right now? Put away the things that you're not making anything right now. You know, your dairy, your milk, your dressings, your the yogurt, if you're not mixing up any of the ingredients right now. Put them away. Get them out of the way, and it's going to save you your mental, like, chaos. I don't know about you, but I look at this and it's just chaos. So all of the things that go straight in the freezer, get rid of them. Put them right away and be done with it. Next, you want to start with your meats. If you're pre-cooking any meats, get them started because that's going to take the longest. And you don't have to really babysit them. You need to be in the room, but you don't have to stand over the stove. Get your meats cooking. That's going to be your ground turkey or ground beef that you're using for soups and stews. You could pre-chop and pre-cook almost any of your meats. So get that started first thing, and then move on to the vegetables. This is probably the number one thing you could do to save time in your meal prep. Pre-washing and chopping your vegetables and your fruits. Because typically, when we have a busy day and we're like, I just need to throw something together for dinner, we're going to have a meat, right? Unless you're a vegetarian, we're going to have a meat and the meal is going to revolve around that. And what's going to happen is we're going to say, I don't have time to chop up all these fresh vegetables, so let's just crack open a can of corn. Because it's quick and easy, right? So if you have in your refrigerator a bag or a container of pre-chopped vegetables that just need to be tossed in the oven and roasted, that's just as easy as cracking open a can of green beans, but it's going to give you a ton more value. So this is, if you want to start small, if you're not at a place where you feel like you can meal prep your entire menu, that's okay. The one thing I would recommend is that you start with your vegetables. because that will absolutely be the best step you can take to incorporating meal prep into helping you eat more clean, okay? So for example, it is raining today and cold weather this week, so we have a lot of soups and stews on the menu. My soups and stews almost always start out with celery, onions, and carrots, which I didn't buy because I already have some. So what I do to prep those is I dice them just like I would before I cook the stew, and I put them into Ziploc bags, ready to go. When it's time to cook, all I have to do is crack one open and throw it in the pot and start simmering. So look at your meals, look at your list that you made of prep. How do your vegetables need to be diced, and get it done. If I have to admit, I don't wash my vegetables, my fruits, I don't. I just don't. It doesn't bother me unless they're visibly dirty. I don't wash them. But if you buy your groceries for 2 or more weeks at a time and you need to make sure they don't go bad, or if you are an obsessive washer, then wash them before you cut them up so that they don't get soggy. I recommend washing them in a solution of 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water, apple cider vinegar. It's going to help keep them, it's going to help kill any bacteria. They're going to stay fresh longer, okay? That's it, you guys. That's all it is. Turn on some fun music, put in a movie or something, and just have a blast with it. Just enjoy your time in the kitchen, and make sure you have lots of light so that you're not, sitting in the dark, and just get it done. Pack it away nice and neat in your refrigerator and your pantry, and your week is going to be smooth sailing. See you guys.